Don't eat that crap. I mean, literally crap. Fecal matter on your meat. It's getting weird. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Let's do a deep dive into some science having to do with our food supply. Zach Corrigan, the senior staff attorney with Food and Water Justice, a program of Food and Water Watch and Food and Water Action. Food and waterwatch.org is the website. Corrigan Zach is the Twitter handle, and Food and Water at Food and Water. Zach, welcome back to the program. Tell us about what we're discovering on pork and the so-called self-inspection rules.
Yes, thanks, Tom, and thanks for having me today. Today we're going to be talking about pork instead of the chickens you were just talking about in the meat racket. But as you probably recall, in 2019, the Trump administration radically rolled back government inspections in swine slaughter plants. This is where most Americans get their pork, and they rolled it back by transferring critical inspection activities to the plant employees themselves. No mandatory training, no standards, while allowing these slaughter plants to increase their line speeds without limits. And consumer groups, not surprising, like ourselves, sued. And last week, what we introduced in our case was newly acquired evidence showing that the plants that were piloting these new rules had nearly double the violations for fecal matter and digestive contents on carcasses in the years leading up to the Trump administration's finalizing of the new system.
So, in other words, the Trump administration said to the pork, to the people who are slaughtering pigs, you can have your own oversight. We're not going to provide oversight to you. And now more and more of the pork that is showing up in our supermarkets and in our restaurants and whatnot is what, covered with pig poop? I mean, basically, is that the bottom line here?
Yes, a topic only fitting for radio. What this data shows is that the swine slaughter plants that were left to police themselves under the Trump administration's new inspection rules had more fecal matter and digestive content that ends up in the food we eat. Wow.
So who is doing what about this? I mean, is this the sort of thing? I mean, was this an executive action taken by Trump himself, or an action, just a rule change done by the, what would it be, the USDA, or I'm assuming? How did this happen, and how does it get reversed?
Certainly. So, yes, it was a rulemaking that was finalized in 2019 under the USDA. And this is a rule that we then had to sue on. And there's currently 3 lawsuits challenging the rules. Not only ours, which challenges the rules because of the impact to consumers, but also animal welfare organizations have brought a lawsuit, and so have workers, because of the effects of line speeds on worker safety. And the new administration is going to have to decide what to do in these lawsuits, and we would strongly urge them to relook at these rules and go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, or at least default back to where we were before Trump came in and messed things up. Is there any evidence that this is a priority for the Biden administration or for the Department of Ag? I haven't been. That's Tom Vilsack, right? Who just got confirmed yesterday?
As of yesterday, he was confirmed, and we know that this rulemaking is on their radar screen. I will tell you that President Biden himself at a town hall in 2020 says whether it's cattle, whether it's beef, whether it's pigs, whether it's chicken, they're moving down the line faster and faster to increase the profit rates. People are getting sicker and people are getting hurt. So Biden understands what's going on, and we're hoping that then this USDA, which is a deeply entrenched bureaucracy captured by the meat industry itself, will review these rules under Mr. Biden's guidance.
Remarkable stuff. And what can people who are listening or watching right now do to be activists in this realm, to try to clean up our food supply and reduce the probability of unethical or inhumane slaughter, and reduce the probability that more and more of these workers in these plants are going to lose fingers and limbs and whatnot because of the speeding up the lines?
Well, it's a great question. I think there are a number of avenues. I think that under the new Senate, these rules will be, and other rules will be looked at that govern these slaughter plants, which were a vector of COVID-19 in the last year. So they can certainly call their elected representative, House member and senator and say that they want action on this. And then we're hoping that the administration reverses the prior administration's course. And if that's the case, there'd be opportunity for the public to weigh in and provide comments.